We're sorry for the technical difficulties, Knights fans, but we are back here at Inman Center for the second half. Our broadcast was interrupted. Technical difficulties unfortunately hindered us there for the first minute and a half here at play, but all that was the Knights cashing our free throw. And for the first time all game, Dawson County has got a field goal. So good accomplishment for the Tigers. 29-5 is your score. Somerville makes it 31. So 5:29 now remain here in the third quarter. Carter up to shoot. Missed his first. Zach Levin and Miles Todd subbing in. Alongside Mark Somerville, Isaiah Kelly, and of course Carter now to the line. And his second shot is no good. Big three-pointer, and Dawson County goes from not scoring a field goal the entire game to putting it double digits in a three-pointer. So quite the work for him now, as that was number 11 Charlie. Oh, sorry, wrong roster. Number 11 Campbell Reed with the great shot. And so, because we didn't get to talk about this earlier, what would you say is thoughts about after halftime? And sort of seeing the Knights now a little bit in here. Pretty much agree with that one. I mean, sounds about right for the Knights. They just have to keep this pressure on because Dawson County obviously really is hard to handle much pressure. They've been hit hard right in the mouth most of this game. And now seem to be picking up there on their feet a little bit. They're down by 25, now only down by 23. A slight difference, but Knights just doing what they do best here. Levin's going to take it himself. Levin had Carter right near his side, but decided to go on in and do it. Of course, most of Dawson County thought he was going to dish it. Dawson kind of looks to inbound, and Carter's going to pop it right up.
Nice job there, Levin. Easy layup.
What an offensive play. That's the thing from the Knights who have been paying attention to so much of tonight is the way they pass the ball. The way they get the ball up and around and in every corner. It's just incredible. Watching them play is just a pleasure in how they do this. And it's making Dawson County look silly. Kelly with a good rebound.
Up ahead now. Good idea by Kelly, except not as strong as Carter. So it's intercepted that time.
Kelly Watson at number 14 has been quite the player today, getting a good steal, and he's been quite the MVP of this Dawson County squad.
I think he's also their leading scorer with the however minimal amount of points they have.
Again, with no shot clock, allowed to sort of mess with the ball as they please, as Kelly gets a good jumper. But interestingly enough, talking around, apparently there is actually lots of shot clocks around the nation in high schools, and most states are now starting to mandate shot clocks in high school ball. Of course, Georgia is not one of those schools, but when the Knights went to one of their tournaments, they did in fact have to use shot clocks, had to sort of adjust to it, and it's sort of a difficult transition for them.
I mean, it's going to be something that Carter definitely has to deal with next year in college. That's going to be a big thing. I wouldn't be surprised if it came to Georgia. It would probably be a higher shot clock than college, probably 35 or 40 seconds. It'd still be an interesting addition. Because most possessions don't take that long anyway. That's the thing.
Georgia's become quite the producer of basketball talent. Of course, Georgia is known to be a state of much football talent, just like Texas, Florida, New York, and now starting to become one in basketball as well. Getting a lot of good players coming out of here, and of course Wendell will being remembered as one of the great ones to come out of Georgia. So lots of good things for the state, and a shot clock could be one to help a lot with it.
Watkins
wide open.
way ahead. Isaiah dunks. That is too easy. Nice just being given too many open lanes to the hoop.
The Knights up by 29 now.
Good shot there. Up to 14 points.
Cullen Reed with a solid shot. Miles Todd open from the wing.
Bang.
Nails it. Knights are now up by 30, 44-14. And a timeout is called, and we'll take one too. 2:49 in the third. Back here, Knights fans. Basket will not count.
Be a side out of bounds. Not the free throw.
Oh, and a good block by Somerville getting his hand on the ball.
Then Watkins immediately fouled.
I don't really see where he touched him, but Mark equally confused, but
good acting there by Watkins. Question will be, when do the Knights pull Carter, as he's still in the game now?
Well, at this point, Dawson County is essentially, give or take a couple points, a third of the Knights' points now. So the Knights leading by essentially triple. Watkins for three from the corner. Gets it back to Carter for
Wendell's
the rebound.
like, I don't want to do that.
A little bit of a 360 dunk.
He literally looked for other ways to pass before realizing he had to just dunk it. Good play there and a foul immediately called.
Harrison Lewis to inbound. 1:42 remaining in the third quarter. Watkins leans it in, and alley-oop slam. Wendell Carter Jr.
Knights not taking their foot off the gas pedal, up to 34 points now.
The Knights could likely break 50 before Dawson County breaks 20.
They have now more than tripled their score.
An easy shot somehow gets missed and a foul called. Another close call for that foul, but
Dawson County's got to start catching some breaks here.
we're only an hour into this broadcast. Almost the end of the third quarter, the game going fairly quickly.
Girls game took a lot longer, an hour and 40 minutes for that stream.
And again, sorry Knights fans about the game being split in half, but sometimes the tech just calls for that. So if you're on here and you missed the first half, then go back and get that in, though most of it was fairly uneventful. Knights came away with a big, but all this is really doing is just confirming that, yes, the Knights are clearly a team that is among the best of the best in AAA. And what a pass by Zach Levin to Rain Watkins. An excellent pass, and the Knights are now at 50.
Good hustle by Watkins. It'll be called for a foul.
But again, unlike March Madness, we only have the round of 32 is the first one, not 64. So with the Knights pretty apparently to win today, we'll go to the Sweet 16 for the third time in 3 years. And again, should win that. The game shouldn't be that competitive, should be harder than this, but still not as bad. But then the Elite Eight game, the Knights could face a number one seed. If they do, it will be a coin toss. Of course, the last time we played a number one seed in the Elite Eight was Vidalia, where we lost the coin toss. And a year ago, we had to play it in a neutral site, which is at Georgia College in Milledgeville, where, of course, we then played the Final Four in Milledgeville, won both, of course, and then won the finals in Macon. But then this year, Elite Eight will likely be a toss-up, though the Knights should be able to have it their own. And then Final Four will be in a neutral site in Savannah, saying we make it that far. And then, as you said before, the final will be in either Georgia's Coliseum, I don't know the name for
Stegman Coliseum in Athens.
or in McCamish Pavilion at Tech. Hopefully at Tech, though. I don't want to go as far away as Macon as Athens just after going to Savannah.
Yeah.
So traveling will be kind of spin out at that point. But we'll all see where it happens after this. But now 23 seconds remain in the third. Knights to finish off a dominant game. Knights have really never had trouble in the round of 32, as I've mentioned before.
Wendell Carter out of the game, must I mention. And a hard foul there. Lewis will go to the line with 8 seconds remaining.
Because we've heard about a lot that one of the best teams we could play would be GHSA. But learning more about this, GHSA, as we've mentioned, lost in the region finals, and quite a shocker, honestly. And losing that now as a number 2 seed. And the next time we could play them, in fact, the only time we could play them, would be in the finals, which would be a game, I could say, would be a lot better than the Manchester game of last year, where the Knights are pretty obviously the better team and proved it on the court. And Lewis makes the second free throw. A long three-pointer, and it's good! Wow! A stellar three-pointer by Dawson County.
Finally something goes right for the Tigers.
But a beautiful shot to end the third quarter, but this game is just about wrapped up. 51-19 as we go to the fourth.
back now for the start of the fourth. Will be a 6-minute fourth quarter. Essentially the mercy rule of basketball, just like the running clock in football. Hour for each. Watkins will miss the three.
Yeah, also a fairly clean game for the Knights. That is a foul now for the Knights, but still only 10 fouls combined between the two teams. Really 9 in the first and the third quarter, 1 now in the fourth, but clock is actually not running yet.
Out of bounds to the Knights. Parker Payne being told to take his sleeves off.
Harrison Lewis being such a playmaker for these Knights team. And a great pass by Lewis to the edge. Parker Payne is back on and ready to go.
Good play there by number 10.
Jeremiah Crumley, number 10, was the one who caught the pretty easy catch. And a basket by Dawson County finally pushed them over 20 points, and now we're a 30-point game, 51-21. The Knights defense, the obvious star here.
So offense been relatively average.
What a bit of the Euro step with them, leaping and bounding his way to a solid basket, and unfortunately the student fan base is whittled down considerably, but
this is more like what it was for the start of the girls' game.
Well, there was a very large amount that came for the beginning and most of the way through as Harrison Lewis makes his hand one, but again, Rams did come out big for today, and I bet they will for the Sweet 16 for the boys. Unfortunately, girls won't be continuing on, but still a great season for them. Guys still have more work to do themselves. That's a foul on the Knights. There's their 6th team foul. Lewis's 3rd. 7 fouls so far for Dawson County, and neither team. Sorry, Pace is in the bonus with the 7.
It's the 1-and-1 bonus, not a double bonus.
Ball just drips over the rim, back and forth, and Parker Payne wants that rebound, and you'll at least have a jump ball.
No, it seems like a foul has been called.
They're going to
on
call
Dawson County.
And so Parker Payne will get his 2 shots in. Both the Knights and the Tigers are on the bonus. Parker Payne notched his first point of the night. And his second is going to bounce out slightly. Number 1, Cullen Reed, up to take 2. Sorry, 1-and-1. He'll make his first.
Glad the Knights got new refs for the boys' game. The girls were quite questionable. Very quick on their whistles.
Dawson County makes their second. Knights lead by 32. Shockingly, no foul call. Simon for 3. Go, and he just misses. Ball goes over the backboard, so that'll be counted as an out of bounds. Tiger ball. They're playing quickly, looking to score.
Down to around the 4-minute mark here of this game.
Good play of the Tigers, but it'll go unanswered.
And these are the teams who would be considered even. The Knights' second string versus Dawson County starters. Probably. As the Knights definitely thought and were the more talented team today.
Lewis gets the ball back in possession and gets a good layup, 57-23. And another ball off his foot. Parker Payne gets it to Rain Watkins. Back to Levin, good pass and a good basket. You may have noticed, fans, the lights went out on the second floor of Inman Center. So, a little bit of an odd, when they just got back on. Looks like the pace is already trying to shut down. Knowing it's already.
It ain't over till it's over, but this is kind of over. Not going to come back from 36 points.
Harrison Lewis has subbed out, a great game for him. Reed is back on the line for the Tigers. Dawson County came into this game looking for a big upset. They wouldn't get one. Payne gets a rebound.
This game was over after the first quarter.
And as you said, it was clear who the better team was coming in tonight. The Knights, obviously, one of the more powerful team going in, and said we have to prove it, show up, don't get some silly upset. We know that the Knights were the better team today, and they had to prove it on the court, and they did. Rain Watkins' first one is going to take a while, but it goes in. Knights hit 60. But again, even with this being such a better team, it's still odd that they've scored this little compared to what they should have based on previous experiences.
But their defense, definitely the shining star.
Completely.
I mean, 61 is not a bad point total. It's just not what you'd expect.
But compared with 23. Good rebound by Levin, and it's going to be to Watkins. 3 minutes left. Payne for three. Hits right in the corner of the basket. Simon's going to get possession, but they'll call it a foul.
And that should put, and will put, Dawson County in the bonus.
Reed at the line again for 1-1. 2:58 remaining, and Lewis is going to come back on. But Dawson County came into this game as the big underdog. They knew that they could possibly come away with some big wins, but it just wasn't enough.
Wasn't really anywhere close to enough.
But looking at the rest of the teams here in the bracket, most of the boys' games have yet to be played. Out of the information we do have, Westminster East Hall plays later tonight, but the winner of that game will play Islands, who downed Worth County in an upset. And the only other game that's been completed was Savannah versus Crisp County, and quite a crazy game it looks like. Was a 108-106.
Oh my God.
Crisp County, the 1 seed, beating out number 1 seed from Region 1, beat out the Region 3 Team 4 of Savannah. But the reason why that game's important is that now means that Crisp County is going to play the winner of GAC Lovett. That game obviously at GAC.
That will be, and should be at least, a great game. That
Back, but
game.
for Dawson County Pace, with Pace pretty much guaranteed to win this game here, they will play the winner of Monroe and Johnson-Savannah. Both teams, of course, will be coming here, but Johnson-Savannah actually would have been the team that the girls' team would have played down in Savannah. So either way, the Knights likely to play them. But the big other team that is in this region that is not the Pace Knights is Westside from Macon, and they are actually the number 1 team in AAA. The Knights are number 2. So they are the huge team to beat. If the Knights can take care of them, which would be in the Elite 8 round, their Final Four would likely be against the best team in the bracket below them, which at this point is looking like it could perhaps be Liberty County or East Hall. East Hall plays Westminster. Liberty County will on the other side of that. The Knights looking to likely have a difficult Elite Eight game and a difficult finals game, but it looks like the Final Four might perhaps be one of their easier ones.
Like I said, that West Side Macon game, that would be a fun one.
For the Elite Eight round, and again, remember, that will be a toss-up. So that could be here or in Macon.
If that game were here, that'd be a...
Because again, we remember the pains of going to Vidalia and losing that game, and pretty much everyone agrees if that game had been at home, Paceville highly likely would have won that game. But it wasn't. And so that's the thing with that game. We really need that to be at home. If we get there, I think we're going to win the game. But if we don't, then you never know. 3 is just missed. That was number 11.
Because the Edmond Center has been a very tough place to win. Obviously, GHSA the only win against the Knights in the past 2 years in the Edmond Center.
In fact, that is true. With the win tonight, the Knights only have a maximum of 2 more games here against either Johnson Savannah or the other 3 seed, or of course against the West Side Macon if saying they make it that far in the Elite Eight. I mean, those are the only 2 games other than today the Knights could even ever have. So with Wendell, he's got a max of 2 more games in the Simmons Center, and you haven't lost a single one this year so far, and only 1 last year. I mean, that's about as good as you can get. And then I don't think they lost a single one the year before. But I think the 1 loss we had was big. I remember we lost to North Atlanta 2 years ago. Both free throws were made by Simon. But yeah, I think the Knights have only really had at a max 2 to 3 losses in Emmons Center in 3 years.
And that is crazy.
Dawson County with a silly mistake, backcourt violation, and that's a pretty easy possession change. 1:27 left for the Knights.
Swing it. Knights taking their time on this possession. Stonecipher thinks about it. Gets it back over to Watkins.
We're now under 1 minute in this round of 32 game. Watkins showing his handles and would have been a killer basket. Number 3, Wyatt Hess takes it out for Dawson County. A long 2-pointer. Number 2, Joseph Cronin with the 3. 33-point lead for the Knights, but 27 points compared to their 3 in the first half versus the second half. What a difference. 28 points for the Knights in the first half.
Knights seem like they're just going to run out this clock here in this game. Down to 10 seconds now.
So the Knights putting up 28 in the first half, 35 in the second.
And that will be the ball game.
A lot less, but overall, a completely dominant game. Pace Academy boys advance to the Sweet 16, which will be played in Inman Center sometime next week. Not sure the date. Likely to be next Tuesday or Wednesday. And your final score is 63-30. Knights dominate the Dawson County Tigers from Region 7A, 4 seed. And the Knights advance to play the winner of Johnson, Savannah, or Monroe. Savannah being Team 2 from Region 3, Monroe being Team 3 from Region 1. So thank you for tuning in to both the boys and the girls game. A great season for the girls, finished off with an unfortunate loss, but great work for them. And the boys keep on going and will advance to the Sweet 16 for the 3rd time in 3 years. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you back next week with the Sweet 16 action. Go Knights!